Andre. Hi. What's the team news first of all on Sunday?
There has been a recovery, obviously, from the fall. So he's trained with the team all week. Gaza has been training also, just for the last 2 days with the team, but on his own for since the beginning of the week. Lennon has been recovering progressively. There is still a chance. He hasn't trained with the team yet, so there's only one more training session to go. So all of them are in with the chance of making a selection.
How confident are you that Gareth Bale will be ready for Sunday?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I mean, he's made good progress from the beginning of the week to be training with the team. So I think he's definitely will be up for selection.
And when you say up for selection, is he fit to start? Do you think?
Yeah, this is a decision that I'll still have to make, and I don't make it public.
But as far as you're concerned, fitness-wise, you've got no issue with Gareth?
Yeah, I think so. Should be no problem.
Would his inclusion be a gamble at all, given the nature of his injury?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And is there any risk, though, do you feel, that the injury could recur? Because he's had problems with...
I don't think so.
So, very happy. So, potentially Bale, Defoe and Lennon all back?
Yeah, potentially.
The Player of the Year nominations have been announced. Gareth Bale, of course, is in there. Who would your choice be?
Obviously, Gaza has had an outstanding year, as long as other players. I think we've seen the great season by Van Persie, great season by Luis Suarez, great season by Bale. There is obviously other names included. I think is in with a big chance for what he has produced this season. Some spectacular moments. I think Van Persie has won it before. He's had another amazing season. I'm not sure if it's a decisive factor if a player repeats an award, but it certainly it has been a great season for Bale. So I think he's a serious contender, and obviously all of us would be extremely happy if he was to win it.
Him and Hazard up for both awards as well. Says a lot about Bale's season, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Such a young player having a tremendous impact on the league this year. Great goal-scoring form. Played in so many different positions this season with such success. His maturity and responsibility is outstanding. So it's good to see. Surprised that Nastasic hasn't made it for the Young Player of the Year award, because he's a player that has been outstanding for City this season. And we're going to play him on Sunday. He's been, I think, one of the great players also of the season. Not sure if he would make it for Young Player of the Year, but definitely had a great season for a first year of a player coming into the Premier League.
There's actually no City players nominated at all in either award. Does that surprise you?
No, I think obviously City is full of high quality players. Normally you expect them to be. I think I'm extremely happy to see Juan Mata in the list too, because he's a player that has been decisive also this season for Chelsea, and a player who just arrived last year and had a tremendous impact on the Premier League. In the end is the votes of the PFA, of the players, and sometimes other players come out a little bit more public and are a choice for the players voting, and this time he hasn't fallen for any of the City players.
There's a gap of 10 days, but it will be by the time you play City.
Yeah.
Has that been a benefit for you?
I think so. I mean, I spoke to it. It can be, it can't be. Depends on the running of the game. Sometimes you can, with such a big gap, you can overtrain. We didn't. We allowed the players to rest because we had, a good amount of games also before in the last months. and we decided to rest them. We came back to work still with plenty of time of a 5-day preparation. So it's enough for us to feel ready for the game. If it's going to impact positively or negatively, we can only say that by the end result, because that's how football is.
The race for top four looks set to go. I mean, right to the wire.
Yeah.
Who would you say are the favourites, and who would you say is under most pressure to achieve the objective of the team?
It's very difficult for me to say who is the favourites. Obviously, we want to be in there. We have. I've told you before, probably the second worst calendar. Everton definitely has a difficult calendar ahead of them. I think Chelsea too. I think all of these teams are in with. We're trying to get the most amount of points as possible. They play against some big teams. Arsenal have probably the easiest calendar, although they have Man United at home. It's very, very difficult. It has shifted to giving Everton some hope. We lost some points recently, which have put us back into a position where we were before. But still everything depending on us because of this game in hand that we have against Chelsea. But I think great spectacle for the Premier League, and hopefully we can be in there in that fight.
You say Arsenal got the easiest calendar. Do you believe?
In my opinion.
In your opinion, do you believe that then they're probably the favourites for one of the?
Yeah,
spots?
but we also have everything in our hands with this game in favour. I mean, we have had one game more during the last 2-3 months. Now is up to us to do our job with the game that we have in hand against Chelsea. It all depends on us, but it shifts very, very quickly. I've told you before that most of the teams won't be able to do all of the points available, so it depends on who you drop the points against.
You've said in the past few weeks 70 to 72 points is potentially what's going to be required. Do you still believe that that's going to be the figure?
I think so. I mean, we are missing 12 from 18. I think so, but it's like the 40-point tally to salvation. You never know if it's going to be enough or not, but that is the guideline, I think, from the reference of the past years.
You said obviously that you want that top four place desperately. Has the chairman said anything to you with regard to targets when you joined the club and since? Has he said top four?
No, I mean, it's been very, very comprehensive. We obviously, for us to move forward, I think in any season, in any particular season, I think moving forward is for you to achieve what you have achieved the season before. We couldn't last year because of the consequences of Chelsea winning the Champions League, and Tottenham couldn't be in the Champions League. If you want to move forward, ideally you want to be in there. I think that is the ultimate objective of these top clubs that play for that position. Which there's only 4 available, and normally there is 6-7 clubs competing for it.
City next. Are you surprised that they're that far off the pace compared to Manchester United?
I'm surprised how good they are, and how quickly they have changed from what looked to be a difficult season ahead of them, but qualifying for the FA Cup final, and obviously very, very difficult for them to win the title, but still within that possibility, as it was spoken up by Roberto in the weekend. So they will need United to drop crazy amount of points, which they haven't done. So you would expect United to take away the title. They have been outstanding this season. I think is one of the great teams in the country, playing excellent football. And probably they were caught a little bit a couple of months ago, where they lost points where they shouldn't. And now they are in a difficult position, but I consider them a great team and a great example, and a team that plays excellent football.
Final one for me, Andre. The East Fife manager. Didn't think I'd start a question with the East Fife manager, but anyway, he's complained about the fans booing the team. Where do you stand on that? Do you think?
I've told you my opinion before. I think the fans are the ultimate and representatives of the passion of a football club. Whatever they express comes, from their heart. They don't. Well, I agree, obviously, with the East Five manager. They sometimes a fan can express himself and don't measure the consequences and the effects that it can have on players' minds and the people who are working behind the scenes. But you have to bear in mind that when you speak about passion, it doesn't come doesn't come through your consciousness, comes through your subconscious, and people just let it go, speak from the heart, and I think it's they represent maximum passion, and as I understand the East Five manager, I understand that the East Five supporters on their expression of their passion and disappointment.
Okay. Damas, just walking behind you.
Hi, Andre. Is your game against City, is that a must-win game, do you think?
I think all of them are must-win games. This is very, very relative. Obviously, we don't expect to win them all. Definitely, from this 18 points that we have in play, we're not going to make 18. The minimum requirement based on that guideline would be 12. We have some difficult game ahead of us. Man City and Chelsea, and Wigan away, which are doing extremely well this season too. Not in the league, but in the cup. And it's going to be difficult for us. So I think all of them are to be considered must-win games. At the moment, we are chasing the others. We've been in this position before. We hope to be able to achieve a great result against Man City. It was a tight game in the first round in their stadium. And I think we have the quality to try to win the game.
You were an outside observer last season. You'd have seen that Spurs finished fourth and didn't qualify for the Champions League due to Chelsea. So, is there a fear, perhaps among the squad, that they were doing so well at the start of the season, they were third for a long time, that it just might not happen again this season? Is there an issue around the squad with that at all?
No, I don't think so. There isn't that issue.
And we've obviously talked about Man City being so far back, picked up a bit of form late. Do you think that is because perhaps the pressure's off them because they know they're probably not going to win the league?
Probably. Sometimes it can be a factor. I agree with you. And probably that's why they have been getting this great results and the football that they play. But at the moment, it's not impossible, although it's very, very difficult. But I think it can help them on their confidence factor for sure.
So obviously, in a way, Man City coming to White Hart Lane this Sunday, you mentioned that there probably isn't going to be any pressure on them. So there could be even more difficult proposition for you as well.
Yeah, I think it works. It works both ways. Sometimes in football, you need these moments of pressure and tension to excel yourself, and maybe that can be a decisive factor for us. Plus the fact that we play against the champions, it always inspires and motivates players to do well. So apart from all of that relaxation. That City can approach the game, which I'm sure it won't turn into a negative thing. We have the motivation of playing against the champions and an opportunity for us to do well.